In Kansas City, I've been a few days. I went home for a couple of days, and I heard from so many people who were talking about, their churches, their neighborhoods, their Boy Scout troops. They all want to just throw a bunch of stuff in a truck and a van and come down. And I know there was a little bit of talk last week about whether or not that's a good idea. What is the best thing that people should do if they're from another part of the state and they want to come over here and help?
Well, I mean, there's three things that are clearly going to always be needed. The first of those is through those organizations to continue to contribute. We have working closely with one of those nonprofit partners, the American Red Cross, which is running the shelter here. People can contribute directly to that Joplin Tornado Fund at the Red Cross, and all those dollars will be targeted towards what we're doing here. So folks, $5, $10, $1, whatever, that will help continue. It's a long time process there. Number two, getting into volunteer network and working closely with us to make sure that we have waves of volunteers over the coming weeks is also important. The third piece is, as we get to the rebuild and the business plan here, looking to get folks into help, and then plus we're having some discussions later with some of the schools. We're going to be on very tight timelines to get school up and operating by the beginning of the year. School is going to start in 76 days, and school is going to start in 76 days, and we're going to be ready for school to start in 76 days. And so I think as we move through the summer, making sure that we have some folks that can assist us in whatever tasks are needed to make sure that when that first school bell rings, these families have suffered, this community suffered so much as the school starts. And I think as we move forward in the coming weeks, there's going to be some extraordinary efforts needed there to make that. You got to rebuild schools between now and late August. That's going to be a special thing. But I think volunteering, contributing, and I'll tell you, they've got a pretty solid. I wouldn't want to speak on the supplies area, but with the temperatures coming up, water and other things are always great for volunteers and for other folks that are working out there.
Where are students going to be in school in 76 days?
We'll be talking later about what those plans are. We will have been working hard and have got some additional meetings this afternoon with the educational leaders of the community to go through timelines, to see what their needs are, to make sure those match up. As you know, I've already signed executive order allowing them to accelerate through the process in a number of fronts. We're going to expand some of those. I was supposed later in the day, but I'll have meetings today with education leaders. On my schedule as the day goes on is I've got meetings with some business leaders as well as education leaders to get that timeline, to put all our resources in place to do what we can. I just do not have the specific information yet to tell you, quite frankly, to bring us to close, to get that unaccounted for number to zero is a very emotional thing. I mean, for the last 10 days, families around this community, quite frankly, around the country, have wondered, who's unaccounted for, who's missing, and whatnot. And getting that down to zero, while it is certainly with the added to the fatalities, is not in any way, shape, or form. You can't call that something that's. I mean, it's a task completed. As you move forward in this process, tasks completed strengthen the community. They strengthen the resolve of people. That task begun can be completed, and I think we've got a lot of those timelines in front of us. But our goal today is to begin to, is to continue to put appropriate resources in here. We're appreciative of like I said, I mean, we're trying to stay ahead of the challenges.
Governor, what was the first thought in your mind when they told you it was down to zero?
Just first of all, very, very proud of the combined effort of law enforcement to get that done. But more importantly, just trying to focus on, the first one's as important as the last one. Every life is equal. Every loss is equal. And we're not going to, as some of you heard me speak on Sunday, we're not trying to make more among equals here. This is in order for the tasks that we have at hand to succeed. The entirety of this region, the entirety of the city, the entirety of our state has to have a unified purpose. And that's a collective purpose, not an individual purpose. So sure, some names and some eyes, some faces, and some people we all knew ran through my head. But to have that weight lifted off this community's shoulder and move on to the next step is a significant, important milestone and a step in the right direction to recovery. Thank you all for being with us today.